Hi, Taurus. It's Angela. How are you? We're going to do a mid-month, mid-June sort of update, give ourselves a little refresher, see where our energies are, and then sort of find a path, something to focus on for the second half of the month. The oracle card that we're using for this round of readings is coming from this chakra-based deck, Chakra Wisdom. So I like it. It gives us, special attunement to certain energetic spaces in our body, in our whole being. And then the cards, they're color coded by chakra color. And then the cards also have a specific message for that chakra for you. And for you, Taurus, I pulled a heart chakra card, a fourth chakra, and the card is gossip. Now, this doesn't mean you're gossipy, right? This is sort of reminding us to live with the most open heart possible, judgment-free, right? Self-judgment, judgment of others, judgment of situations, to try to live as, openly as possible so that we're not locking out certain spaces of our heart, right? So this is heart chakra work. I love it. And we pulled some Zen cards to give us guidance on that topic. So let's go right to it. As it pertains to removing judgment from our heart, really. Or if you already live without judgment or as much as possible, then how to have it remain that way. Okay, your starting point here, your first card is suppression. Okay, this is a heavy energy. I'm not sure if some of you may be in a really trying situation and you're trying to hold it together, but you're sort of holding your feelings down. That could also have an effect on your heart space and cloud it and crowd it with blocking energies. So this is a pretty, let me see what's next here. Oh, see, okay, look. This is a suppression. This is suppressed energy and something to do with your past. So this could either be old energies that are within you that have been there since, your past days, and that's kind of been building up, maybe old resentments, right? Because judgments left unchecked and left on their own and not really processed and removed from our energy can really bog us down and turn into resentment and turn into regret and grief and loss and all that. So this we're trying to find a way to keep that heart space cleansed and clear of old crap that's still inside our bodies that may have something to do with the past. This card is also in the internal position and the intuitive, or the energy that's within you. So if the suppression is where you start and the energy that's within you is clinging to the past energy, yeah, it's time to definitely clear that. So having an awareness of these energies within you is your first step to clearing them. Just being able to be aware. Oh, here's a good trick too. Having an awareness that you have this deep locked up energy within you that has to do with your past that feels stuck, being aware of it without judging yourself for holding on to it for so long. That's the trick. Ooh, I like this. I like where that's going, because our self-judgment can be really, really detrimental to our well-being. Let's see what comes out here in the external position. Okay, so we got the creator. So the heavy energy, if some of you are going through this, now remember that these readings are general and they sometimes just pick up on certain aspects of ourselves. It's not literal, it's not projective, it's not predictive. It's not saying, oh, you're gonna, turn into this heavy, deep, dark person. This is just possible scenarios, possible energies that are within you. And possible energies that come along, maybe, as we're doing our heart work, as we're doing our cleansing work and maybe trying to find alignment, maybe some stuff comes up that's from the past that we didn't even expect to come up. We didn't realize it was down there, right? And that's okay. This process is not to be, no self-judgment. That's not allowed. I say it's not allowed. No, I know it's our tendency. We all do that as humans. We want to say, why didn't I ABC, or, how come I didn't think of this or whatever, but you didn't think of it at the time. And that's okay. That's okay. Now you're calling an awareness to it. And now what you do is you flip that script and you remind yourself that you are the creator of all of your experience. You're creating your experience. You're not creating, the car that jumps in front of you in traffic, but that car that jumps in front of you on traffic brings you an opportunity to say, oh, how am I going to respond to this, first of all? Because you'll create the next part of that scenario depending on how you respond to it. Are you going to lay on your horn? Are you going to tailgate this person? Or are you going to kind of just say, oh, I guess they needed to jump ahead, or they made a mistake or whatever, and then just go about your day, right? So you're creating, by the way you respond to situations that are happening outside of you, you're creating your internal well-being as well, right? And the way you perceive it, and the way you can respond to things like that in the future. So remember this, you're a powerful creator. We all are. And this stuff that's been held in, it's nice to call attention to it. And now we're going to clear it, because I'm ready to respond to it in a healthy way. Okay, that's the message there. The next card is your path forward, is your key to moving forward, sort of a pivot point in this experience of letting go of judgment. And I got intensity. Look at that. So things, okay. So let me just take a certain section of you guys who do find that there are a lot of these old feelings that are coming up, that maybe you weren't even aware of, but they're coming up. Some situation triggered it. Clearing yourself of judging yourself for having held it there that long is your first step, remember. But then when it starts to come up, maybe there's stuff behind it. Maybe there's things following. There's more and more coming through. It might get intense, but it's not going to be unbearable. It's intense, and that's a good thing, because that cleansing, that's what we want. We want it to come up and out. We want it to, leave our experience. And then we have sort of a clean slate to move forward. And then we get to determine, by being the creator of our experience, we get to determine, how do I want to proceed? And when it gets intense, how do I want to respond to that intensity? Do I want to go, run into a corner and hide from it? Or do I want to, be in this very moment, allowing for those intense energies to flare up and then flame out while I still stand? Because here I am, the creator of my experience, right? So I like that. For some of you, it may get intense, because sort of cracking, the lid off of some of this stuff that's been suppressed may result in more than one topic coming up and out. Oh, and another thing, but that's okay, because that stuff's meant to move. It's meant to move out of your system so that you can, feel lighter and clearer to proceed. Okay, so then the next cards here, let me get here. So he had the suppression and something from your past that may be coming up. Let me interpret this one other way for some of us, okay? Keeping in mind the judgment-free heart, right? Perhaps some of you don't really have anything clogged up in your experience. You don't really have anything suppressed, but you may have in the past. Okay, so that's where this past energy comes. And you may realize now, oh, it's so much easier for me. Maybe you've done a lot of this self-work. And so now you're realizing it is really almost seamless for me now. If I practice non-judgment, these things that are upsetting and that used to trip me up don't really have an effect on me anymore. I get to bypass these two steps because I have done the work, and I am less likely to throw judgment on any situation or person or on myself. Right? So I've grown a little bit there. And so then you get to say, and I'm the creator of my experience. And things may get intense, but I can handle that because I'm the creator of my experience, right? So that's another interpretation. For those of us that aren't having this heaviness, it's just really a reminder that part of keeping this channel within you clear and not suppressed and not bogged down, one factor in that is that you may have created an environment for yourself where non-judgment is in practice, where I don't, berate someone else for doing something differently than I would choose, or I don't, I'm able to stay as separate and clear in my heart space as possible in any given situation, even the intense ones, right? All right. So now we've gone through these processes. This creator card is really important in this spread as things, move through intensely. Maybe it's some of this old stuff coming up, and maybe it's just, hey, life gets intense, but I can handle it. I got this. Next level of awareness, you get to now grow a little from it and enjoy the newfound success. I mean, yeah. And even if this was like a heavy energy that you were clearing and it got intense and you were worried about it, but you let it flow, you let it be, you stayed in the moment as the creator, success, right? Even just one layer of this suppressed energy coming up and out, I would say is a form of success because it's not there anymore, right? Now you have a clear heart and a clear system. Internally, the card that supports this success card is breakthrough. So look at that third chakra vibe right there. Got it here and we got it here. This is a personal breakthrough for you. Like I said, some of you may have already been doing this work and you're now at a point where you can sort of edit from a removed space. When things come up this way, that are upsetting, you can say, oh, I remember a time when this would have really upset me and I just wouldn't have known what to do, or I would have, packed it away so that I didn't have to deal with it. I didn't have to face it, right? Well, I'm not doing that anymore. And that's your personal breakthrough. That realization it's huge. And then if you are still working on removing judgment from your heart, and you find that some of this old ways and these old stories come up and out, and it's a little bit difficult, but you still make it through because the creator's on board, that's also a success. And that's a huge breakthrough for your personal power. Okay. And then the last card in the reading, the sort of overview or insight into the whole thing, is the sharing card. This is your free and open heart. This is your judgment-free heart. This is your purest part of yourself, giving and sharing yourself with others and being able to do that freely without the judgment, without the worry or vulnerability, maybe a little vulnerability, but the payoff is greater than any amount of vulnerability we can have by showing up as our full self and giving that to others. Right? This is like the whole goal, the whole like where we want to get to, right? Starts with there though. It starts with that third chakra, sort of self-empowered, willingness to take account and hold yourself in account for the way you respond to situations, right? Like, like there's some of us that, and trust me, we've all been here. This is just a matter of where you are on the path. But we've all been there where it's like something horrible, like you made a bad decision. Maybe I'm just going to make something up that's frivolous. Maybe I decided to steal the candy from my teacher and she finds out and she knows. The creator would say, You're right. I stole it. What's my punishment? Give me my comeuppance, because I did it. I did that. And I'm willing to take what I have coming. The less skilled creator would say, yeah, I took the candy, but it was sitting right there, you know, waiting for me to take it. And so what? Everyone else does it. So there, and deny and deny and deny the fact that my hand went into that candy jar and I took the candy when I wasn't supposed to. So the creator just owns it. You just own your decisions and the responses to those decisions and the outcomes. And then you make adjustments. Oh yeah, that decision probably was too impetuous. I should have made a different one, but now let me review this and see what I can do next time. And that's it. Then you move on. But you don't hold it in. You don't say it's their fault, point fingers, they took the candy too, or whatever. That's where you end up with this stuck energy, right? That does not lead to breakthroughs and open hearts. But we're all learning all this at any given time at different levels and with different paces. You know, we're sometimes it takes us 3 times over to get the word, to get the lesson, but it's okay. I think that where you're at, Taurus, at least pay attention to where the judgments are in your heart and make, small adjustments at a time to be able to bypass those, to let them not take hold onto your heart. If the thought of judgment comes up, you can say, as the creator, you can say, yeah, that's not going to serve me right now, and then leave it behind, right? So that's the work. That's the plan. And that's, it's not just one step. It's not just one easy fell swoop that everything's going to change for me if I make this, but it's constant. And I think just attuning to where those judgments are in your heart will take you far. Okay. All right, Taurus. It was good to see you. Thank you. I'll see you soon.